I've worked as a scare actor enough to know that people are weird and they find you very hot when you are painted up like this. Is this or is this not the hottest I've ever been? Just saying. Now you might be wondering why I'm dressed like it is Halloween. Well, that's because it is Halloween every day, and I've been scrolling through because I am in a brand new D&D game, so I've been looking in my characters folder, which is basically a folder on my Pinterest where I save any interesting picture. It could be artwork, it could be a photo shoot, anything like that, just to spark off some ideas for characters. And a few of the ones that I had saved were sort of old Black Veil Brides pictures, and there was some old goth circus vibes, and there was stuff from the Devil's Carnival, and that really got me thinking about sort of warlocks and sort of the sort of paint that people wear on their faces, and that very old school, like, I used to work in the circus, so I was having a bit of memory lane kind of thing, because it was a very goth kind of clowny aesthetic that we had in the circus, and I was feeling a bit nostalgic, I guess. I dug out my Halloween onesie and I thought I will do an improvised story time, and I'm going to base it around 3 characters, and the 3 different characters are a sort of trio of characters, and they exist in this carnival. And I haven't decided if it's magical or not, or if it's literally in hell or anything like that, but it's definitely a very gothy, weird, sort of maybe cult ritualistic, something dodgy is happening here vibe. And these trio of characters are 3 of the entertainers, and I'm thinking that they might be the sort of pseudo clowns. We're talking about clowns who do stunts and tricks. They start juggling and then they juggle knives, and the knives are all bloody and they end up with blood all over their hands and stuff. And they go on little sort of tricycles and they chase people, and they use chainsaws and just lots of stunts, knife throwing. That particular scene that I love, that I really want to do a shoot for one day, if someone will trust me to throw knives at them, is a scene from the Devil's Carnival, which is the scorpion and the frog, and you've got the scorpion throwing knives at this girl chained on the board kind of thing. And that's the vibe that we're going for, a sort of goth, emo, other, very, very dangerous kind of vibe. All that being said, one of the characters is kind of cute, which is why I've started in my little onesie. One of them is definitely cute and a bit dumb, but almost possibly the most dangerous of them all. Like, when you say kill, this one will just go and set about people. And this is the shortest one, probably wears something like this. I'm thinking sort of like a, onesie where it's done up, but when you undo it, there's all these weapons inside and stuff. Probably does lots of balloon tricks, slightly emo-ish hair, probably quite cutesy, very curved, rounded makeup, so sort of big, black, round eyes, tiny little nose, maybe it's made to look like a sort of kitten nose, and then sort of black smudgy streaks down the rest of them, all completely covered up. They've got gloves on, they've got sort of soft boots on, so you can't really hear them running, and they've got a big sort of skeleton onesie, that kind of thing. The other one, who is sort of the pseudo leader of the group, very tall, very gangly, sort of think old-fashioned sort of cartoon versions of the Joker, very, very tall, quite scrawny, very long limbs. This is the one who rides on the little tricycle, very, very creepy, sort of the knees coming up as they're staring at you as they tricycle along, which could be funny, and when they start performing, they find it funny, and it is quite funny, but if they're gonna try and hunt you down and kill you, then it's absolutely terrifying. And they wear sort of very pointed boots, sort of with a pointed toe. Maybe it's a steel toe cap so they can kick you and cause some real damage, like take your shins out, that kind of thing. Very dapper outfit as well. I'm thinking a shirt that's buttoned up quite high, possibly a tie as well, or a cravat, something like that. A waistcoat, maybe a suspender belt underneath, and they've got a big belt on their trousers. They've probably got knives in their pockets and down the sides. Maybe they've got a sort of a gun holster, but instead of a gun, it's got knives. I definitely think that they are more knives and blades rather than sort of guns and things like this. So it's more things that you would find in the circus, lots of knives and weaponry that you can throw, chainsaws, that kind of thing. And this one probably has sort of tight-fitting leather fingerless gloves as well. And you know that you're in trouble if they roll the shirt sleeves up. When they're performing, they have them down, they're full sleeves, and they've got the gloves on, and they're doing all their performing stuff. If they are going to hunt you down and kill you, if they're going to start running or tricycling, they roll them up, and that's it. It's the equivalent of hold my earrings, that kind of thing. And this one, super gangly, super dangerous, probably the leader, I think. And then the third one is a little bit of a mystery. I haven't quite decided what I want to do about them yet. I've got this sort of vibe. So the ganglier one has got sort of very spiked makeup, so probably sort of triangles or pyramids or even like diamonds on their eyes, very sort of classic clown. This one is probably maybe a little bit tougher, a little bit musclier, but not, built, stacked, nothing like that. And this one probably has longer hair, I think that the cute little one has a little emo haircut, and the ganglier one probably has slicked back hair. This one probably has slightly longer hair, maybe a bit matted, maybe a bit grubby. Maybe this one's sort of more literal chaos. They are very good at like conducting, very, very musical. So they like to conduct the air. Maybe they take out a baton and they use it to smack people and they conduct the screams, that kind of thing. They like to rip off people's skin and play their rib cages. Actual psychopath. Always has music in their head. It's just me, isn't it? I literally just made me. Maybe when they talk about it, they talk about trying to get it out, you know, the drums and this tune they can never get out, and they try to play it on people and they try to conduct screams and stuff, and they're like, no, you're doing it wrong, it's the wrong note. And then they get frustrated when they're killing people. However, I would like to add, these people are all in it for fun. They are all fun, chaotic, whimsical, and genuinely quite pleasant characters until they decide that they're going to kill you. I am going to use one of the happiest soundtracks that a lot of us will know and love to create this story. I'm probably going to shuffle it maybe 5 or 7 times, that kind of thing, and we're going to create a little story and see what madness happens. And the soundtrack I'm going to be using for this is Hazbin Hotel. Alright, that is genuinely more like me. I am not always cute and cuddly. I can be sometimes, I guess, if I'm wearing the right onesie. Alright, so the vibe I'm in right now is pretty much the middle guy. So, alright, let's make a story. I've got Hazbin Hotel Season 1 and Season 2. Can you see that? I've got a playlist that's got all the songs, and I've put it on shuffle, and we're going to find our first song. Alright, so, next song, I'm going to press skip. Here we go. It starts with Love in a Bottle. Been such a long time since I've been out on my own. Kind of feels like the wrong time to feel sorry for myself. Makes you want to drink till you feel like you're someone else. Then another. I can already see the 3 of them going, and another, and like popping out of all different places in the carnival. We're creating a story and also a film at the same time. And they introduce you to their world immediately. And it seems quite fun. Stay aware as long as I'm drinking. Maybe that's a comment they say to each other while they're sort of peeping through the crowd. They're unaware of like what we could do. And maybe we're unaware at the beginning of the story as well, just what these people can do. I'm definitely not going to lean into them being drunk. They could drink though. I think it'd be quite sweet. Particularly maybe the 2 older, for lack of a better word, ones, maybe they drink a little bit, and the younger one has like 1 drink, and like it's absinthe. It's like the strongest shit ever. They have 1 and that's it. They're done for the rest of the night, kind of thing. Maybe that's it. We're with the queue, just sort of waiting to come in, and we get introduced to these characters. This one tricycles through, you know, he with his knees up, that kind of thing, and the kids are laughing, and you know they're being very interactive with kids. Maybe they really genuinely like kids. I bet they don't kill kids. I bet they really love kids. And we then meet the sort of absolute psycho one. And there's the little, for lack of a better word, the baby one. The cute is what we aim for one. And he like has balloons, and he's like walking along with the balloons, and he'll give one to kids and people can buy them. Doesn't really talk very much, the cute little one. Maybe has balloons in like a side pocket and will make animals, and it's got like a little badge that says, ask me, you know, tell me your favorite animal, kind of thing. And sort of just does a lot of like looking. And the kids are like, oh, I want an elephant, and then makes it, gives it to them. Right, song number 2, what happens next? Poison. Okay, immediately. I can't do angel dust. Didn't know what looks in your red hot eyes. I kind of get the feeling that the trio I've created are very, very like asexual. Maybe one of them fucks. The question is it the psycho or the gangly fuck? And maybe one of them is having a deeply problematic and passionate affair with another member of the ensemble. Very toxic, very like Harley Quinn and the Joker-esque. In which case, maybe I'm leaning towards the psycho one. No, maybe it's the gangly fucker. Because he's so like dapper. Yeah, I think it's the gangly fucker. Genuinely in this twisted way really loves this person. My set's moving. Maybe in like a twisted way, he really genuinely loves this person and they genuinely love him too, but they are just so toxic. Jealousy runs rampant. Like he is so dapper and so like hot. Like people in makeup are hot. I've worked as this character enough to know that people are weird and they find you very hot when you are painted up like this. Like let me know in the comments down below, is this or is this not the hottest I've ever been? You know, just saying. I think it's the handsome gangly fucker and he knows he's hot. and he will like use it to be suave when he's selling tickets, and people will take pictures with him, and he like plays into it because it's fun. And the person that he is dating hates it and is so jealous, but also understands that it's part of the act to get the tickets. And maybe they do a similar thing and they're both just raging jealous of each other, but they also love it because when they get jealous they get to like throw each other against a wall and be like, you, I saw you looking at them, I saw them looking at you, and then they'll just like make out furiously, and then they'll both go back to it. Maybe they both had affairs, very obvious affairs, they'll both catch each other like making out with someone else, and it's just this horrible toxic mess, but they refuse to not be together. What's the worst part of this? How I can only blame myself because I know you're poison, you're feeding me poison. I might not lean into that too much because I think they all just love it. I think they absolutely love what they're doing. Maybe there's someone else in the carnival who is like, what's the worst part of this hell? And maybe they're not there because they want to be, but because they feel like they should be, almost like their own, like a punishment to themselves, that kind of thing. Maybe it's the ringmaster, maybe it's like, I started this chaos and now it's all got a bit out of hand, that kind of thing. All right, next one. Okay, hear me out. Going back to the gangly fuck who is handsome and in a toxic relationship, this is something that gets said a lot. He says, shut up, you know I love you. With, I'm imagining an acrobat, like someone who's insane, does stunts, that kind of thing, helps them out with their stunts sometimes. And that's part of their dynamic as well. And it's like maybe while they're performing on stage, and one of the stunts that they do involves different people getting potentially hurt. Maybe they bring up people from the crowd as well, but sometimes, you know, she will chain the tall lanky guy to something and then she throws things at him, or he gets blindfolded and he has to do something to her, that kind of thing. She lies on a bed of nails, he has to use the chainsaw. I'm just thinking of various things that I've done over the years, knife throwing, that kind of thing. And I'm thinking that whoever is getting tied up, the other person might be tying them up and going, this time I'm not gonna miss, you know, and like, I saw you, I'm gonna kill you for that. And then they get so close and then they just don't, because they never will, and they both know it, but it's also like a threat because maybe one day one of them will snap and do it. So absolutely, I'm gonna just take the first word of that and go, shut up, you know that I love you. And it's both a horrible lie and also really, really true, but horrendously toxic. And I really hate the fact that I'm turning this really sweet song into this horrible toxic relationship. We've already found love in hell, the rest is easy, baby. I think that's something that they say as well. And between the trio too, like they say I love you. They love each other. They are very asexual to each other, probably, at least definitely with the little cute one. Very asexual energy. The middle one probably a little bit as well. Maybe has made out with the gangly one a little bit, sometimes to piss off the person they're in the relationship with, because no one could get a read on these three. It's like, are you siblings? Are you fucking? What are you? Are you the same person? I just didn't count you right. You know, it's that kind of vibe, like very messed up. Could be anything. Could be all of the above. That kind of thing. Very messed up energy. So maybe they say I love you as well. All right, next. Are you thirsting for vengeance? You're out for blood. Maybe this is something the trio say to a person. Like someone who's new to the carnival, someone they're bringing into the carnival, maybe someone who's seen them perform, or just a new performer, or someone in the audience. Maybe part of their shtick is they get them to kill someone, or to join in with the torture, or whatever it is that they're doing. Maybe they listen out to conversations people are having, they see dynamics. Maybe that's something they go for. Like, they can spot, just to get really dark for a second here, like compared to everything else we talked about. You know when you've been through it, and therefore you can recognize the signs of someone in an abusive relationship, right? Like, I'm really happy for you if you don't, and I hope you never recognize it, but anyone who sees me right now, you know when you see it, and you're like, fuck. And it's that delicate line of, I can't do shit, but I want to do shit. Maybe these guys are the people who do something, and there's always going to be shitty people in the crowd, and maybe they can recognize this, and maybe that's the first kind of person that they decide they're gonna like kill, but they want to free the person. So this is getting very jigsaw. They decide they need to do it themselves. Our hands will be dirty as fuck. We will finish it, but you need to do this too. And so they deliberately call on people and either pull them up on stage, or after the show when they're doing all this chaos and the murder and stuff, they get the partner who's being hurt to join in, and they will say stuff like this, you know, like, you should be out for blood, you should be out for vengeance, and they'll talk about this like, you only stand a chance if you do this, you know, and like think about who you care about yourself, be out for love, and then maybe they can talk again about how they found love in hell and all this. Not that they're completely morally good people, but maybe like there's a reason, there's a method to their madness, there's a reason for what they do, that kind of thing. All right, next, I can't remember how many songs we're on. I'm gonna guess 4, 5 maybe, so we'll do maybe 2 more, see where it goes. Okay. Jesus Christ. I love this song, but oh my god. Alright, losing streak, here we go. So, the lyrics go like this. It's been so very long. Why am I reading this? I know these. It's been so very long since Lady Luck kissed you. Still, you listen for her song and pray that she missed you. Dead inside because you know it's all pretend. Close your eyes because you're going off the deep end again. You're living for the rush, for that royal flush. Maybe this is a duet and it starts with somebody coming in, maybe someone trying to one-up them or see through them or understand, or just like some sort of like a psychologist, weirdly, maybe, like, I don't know, someone has witnessed some things that they're doing, someone has come to see the carnival, or maybe it's a police detective, maybe something has happened, they're all getting called in, but because they all work together, they're all, you know, staying completely silent, and the little cute one just says nothing anyway. Maybe the little one can't speak, maybe they have no tongue, or maybe they just literally just choose not to. I think it's funnier if they choose not to. They're trying to say to them, a bit like Hannibal Lecter, they're trying to be like, you know, trying to read them with a psychologist, and they're doing like, it's been so very long since, you know, your luck's run out, that kind of thing. Ooh, hello Odysseus. Dead inside because you know it's all pretend. That's the bit I want to focus on. So they're like, you know, you must be sort of dead inside. You feel like you're dead inside. You know, it's all pretend. All this garb, it's all pretend. You know, this is your final chance. You know, take the deal. Tell us something that's going on because, you know, we're going to arrest you. It's all going to go horribly wrong. There's your lips trying to get me next to you. Maybe this is the hot one. Just the hot one. And he like has the handcuffs on and does that lean across the table thing and leans in on his elbows and is like, yeah, but I'm dangerous, but you know, you want these lips kind of thing. Good luck out there, boys. Maybe that is something that they have to let them go. Maybe they have no evidence whatsoever, they have to let them go, and the police are pissed, and the psychologist is pissed, but maybe a little bit hot for them, and it's just like, good luck out there, boys. Alright, what happens after that? Okay. Don't you forget. Alright, so we're back at the carnival, I think. Sounds like you really could do with a little reminder of who you're talking to. An honest woman, always there to lend an ear. I've dealt with you fairly, been patient. It's true. Remember my day, you're in my zoo. Don't you forget, you are my pet. Okay, so maybe the ringmaster just quit. This is just the person who took over, and it's this fantastic woman. Bails them all out of jail, gets them all out, and is like, right, I'm in charge now. And it's like, who the fuck are you? That kind of, I like that better. And I'm imagining my friend Kat playing her. Absolutely. Walking along, stupidly high heels, but somehow never sinks into the grass. Long, goth, flowy skirt, this incredible waist. Yeah, that's my friend Kat. Absolutely. I'm putting everyone I know in this. It's great. When I say roll over and fetch, don't you forget, there's no way out. You're in debt until the day you settle your account. Maybe not leaning too much into hell. I don't want them all to necessarily be dead, but there's a debt. There's a reason they're all there to this person, or she bailed them out of something. Somehow they're all there because they owe something. And then she'll say, looks like, I'll have to do this on my own. And so she's like, right, I am taking over this place. We are overhauling. We are making it better. And I get the impression that it's not going to be for the good. And I get the impression that our trio are going to love it. This will either be the last song or the second to last song. Here we go. What's next? I love this song. We are not gonna be kept down anymore. Okay, so we're not gonna be kept down anymore. Consider this a declaration of holy war. Welcome to the people's lives, you angels tell. Maybe this is a rise up thing. Maybe this is the last song. So maybe this is the entire carnival, and they're turning on the world, the angels, the people who are like, oh, you've got to keep the peace, and oh, well, you can't do this, and it's like, why? They've pushed us too far. Why can't we do this? Why? This is turning better, even better. This is amazing. So when we pay you a visit, we won't be bringing baskets. We'll be bringing a decimation that'll put you in caskets. I'll show you what it means to be the motherfucking king of my favorite line. Show you what it means to be the motherfucking king of hell. They won't be saying the word Fuhrer. I'm the avatar of your consequence. I'm your omega. I'm the flood. So I think this is the whole carnival, and they are going, you're right. We've been entertaining people, and we've been like complacent, and we should be killing the baddies, because sort of again leaning into the sort of Joker-esque notion of chaos is equal, it's equalizing, that kind of thing, and they are very, you know, like anti everything that I'm anti. Essentially, they're anti like billionaires, they're anti people who are corrupt in power, they're anti everything, and they're like, we're going to travel the world and we're going to set things right. We are going to topple dictatorships. We're going to do this. And how are we going to do it? Because we can. They're like, we're just going to do it. And so this is their like anthem of like, hell yeah. And they all put on war paint and stuff. And they're like, right. And they pack up the carnival and they're like, right, let's go to the worst place and fix it and start from there. Okay. Maybe one more just to see what happens next. But I quite like that as the ending. Ha! Loser, baby. Alright. Yo, this one seems fucking hopeless. I mean, maybe this can be something that they say to other people. You know, like, it feels fucked up and useless. You're down in the bottom. Well, so are we. I sold my soul to a psychopathic freak. That can be all of them. And they're like, we're all losers. That's okay. It's gonna be fine. You're not alone. We've got an appetite for all this shit. We're gonna come and save you. Losers just like us. Like, we're coming to help you. Okay. So to sum up then, we are in a carnival, in a possibly current day, vaguely fantasy-esque world, and the trio, who need names. We've got cute is what we aim for, little cute guy in his onesie. We have got gangly, handsome fuck in a toxic relationship, and we have got an absolute psychopath. I know. You guys, if you want to think of names, chuck them in the comments below. I've got no idea. I'm going to leave that up to you guys. These guys are in the carnival and they are loving it. Maybe they all came there independently and they sort of owe a debt and they were done a favor. Sort of in that way, almost like when people turn someone into a vampire. It's like doing you a favor you don't know you owe them for yet, that kind of thing. And they all just end up performing. And even if you don't have a talent, you can learn one, that kind of thing. And you don't necessarily have to perform. You can build, you can tech, you can do lights, but all of them owe something. And they were supposed to, like, the original concept of this carnival was to travel the world and make things better, but in that chaotic, dark kind of way, not in like a, we're going to spread peace and harmony, la 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 la, here, lawful good, have a butterfly. No, none of that. It's like an, oh, you fuck us off. We're gonna kill you. Oh, you're not treating these people right. No, you don't get a second chance to make it better. You get stabbed. That kind of job. And maybe they sort of got a little bit caught up in their own chaos and entertaining, and maybe the ringmaster just got a bit focused on maybe money or maybe being entertaining, that kind of thing, and he got a bit sidetracked, that kind of thing. And these three were very like moral murdering many different people and getting people involved and all the chaos. One of them in a horrible toxic relationship, and as they go through, eventually something huge happens and several people die and many things happen and they're like, fuck, and they all get taken to jail and they get interrogated, but there's nothing they can really prove on anybody, and then they all get bailed out. Suddenly, they've all got this fantastic kick-ass lawyer, and they all just get bailed out, and that's it. And they're all coming back to the carnival like, what the fuck? And then this lady walks through the wreckage of the carnival and is like, bitch, I own it now. I've bought it off the ringmaster because I technically owned it. Maybe she bought him out in terms of she gave him money and was like, fuck off. You are clearly not doing this very well. Or he's dead. One of the two. And she is now like, I am in charge and we're going to do this right. And they're all like, oh, fuck yeah. And they have a great big party and they redo everything. They build all the tents back again. And she's like, right, we're going to do what we originally intended to do, what you all want to do, because you're all here, because you did stuff. And she's like, right, we're going to travel the world and we're going to make the world better. We're going to equalize it by burning it down. And that's the end of the story. What do we think? Let me know in the comments down below. I like this outfit. I need to wear it more often. Okay, I love you all. I don't know when this is going to be posted, but thank you for hanging around for it, and